want to welcome you all to the Jason Beck Show. And on today's show, I wanted to talk about should Christians prepare. But first, I want to take a look in a story from the Bible about Joseph and the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh had these dreams and he could not get an interpretation. Then he heard about Joseph and summoned in Joseph. So Joseph was brought in and Pharaoh asked him, "Can you interpret these?" And Joseph, of course, he didn't take any credit. It's all God. It's all the Lord's going to help him. And the Lord did help him interpret the dreams that Pharaoh had. And the interpretation was they would have 7 years of prosperity and 7 years of famine. Now the Pharaoh was being wise and decided to be wise and listened to what Joseph said. So in that 7 years of abundance, they stored up. They stored up food. They stored up wheat. They stored up grains. They stored up food. They didn't to prepare for the 7 years of famine. And because they prepared, when that 7 years of famine came, they were ready. They had enough food for others. Joseph's family even came, his brothers. They ended up having to kneel down to him, and he's like, "Get up." So because Pharaoh listened to Joseph, and Joseph went through all the different trials that he went through to get to where he was at now, being second in command of Pharaoh, that all the visions that he saw all came true. But it took a long road to get there. So my takeaway for each and every one of you, not just Christians, if you're not a Christian, it doesn't matter. This applies to you also too. One of the reasons why everybody should be a prepper. Now, a prepper is not like what you see like panic buyers whenever a hurricane hits or a natural disaster before it rolls in, and they're like scrambling to get all their supplies. What a prepper does is they prepare a little at a time. They get payday preps. Maybe they can only afford $10 a week or $5 a week. You get a few more cans of food and a few more the next payday and the next payday until you built it up. Maybe you got a week left, week of food, 2 weeks of food and water, 3 weeks, month, 2 months, 6 months, year, 2 years, and they keep building it up. A lot of Christians believe the rapture is going to happen before the tribulation. What I tell you is I am not a pre-trib rapture guy. I don't believe that those that are still alive are going to be captured up, at the beginning of the tribulation. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it to be so. And we shouldn't be banking our hat that we're going to get raptured before any type of tribulation. We're already in tribulation. Christ said we would go through tribulation. The Lord said we would go through tribulation and he would be there with us. If we're raptured, cool. If not, we're not. There are so many things that you could be prepared for, like hurricanes, disasters, weather storms, flooding, you name it. Electricity going out. How about that snowstorm that hit all of Texas? Can you imagine if every single Texan was ready and prepared for that, even before it came down the road? It would go a lot better for everybody. So I am pleading with each and every one of you, and my challenge to each and every one of you is not to wait until last minute. Be wise like Pharaoh was wise and how he listened to Joseph when God helped Joseph to interpret the dreams. To be prepared. Don't wait for the 7 years of famine to scurry and try to be prepared. Get prepared ahead of time for any type of situation that could happen in your life, in your neighborhood, or in your community. So I wanted to thank each and every one of you today for tuning in for the Jason Beck Show. Please subscribe, like, share with everybody. And if you do not have any protection for your car, your RV, your house, your generator against sun flares, solar flares, solar activity, to even lightning strikes, to even EMP devices that could go off, an EMP detonated from any type of nuclear disaster, anything it could be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a nuclear bomb. It could be nuclear anything. EMP device. Thanks to EMP Shield, you can now have that protection to protect you and your family in the event goes down, maybe an EMP, something happens. You go to empshield.com. You can get your devices today. Use coupon code JEB. That's JEB. Get a $50 coupon, and that goes for even if they're running a sale. You get the sale plus you get the $50 coupon. So get it today to have the peace of mind of knowing that you and your family will still have a running car. You'll still have a running generator. You'll still have your running solar panels in the event anything does happen in any of those categories. So I wanted to thank each and every one of my viewers, listeners, for your support throughout the years for the Jason Beck Show. I'm glad to bring the Jason Beck Show reboot back to you. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode, and I will catch you all next time on the Jason Beck Show. Later.